The rain had been falling steadily all morning, turning the streets of the small town into a reflective mosaic of neon signs and wet asphalt. Most people avoided going out on such a day, preferring the warmth of their homes or the dull comfort of the office. But she had no choice. Maya had been up since before dawn, struggling to get her little boy, Liam, ready for school. She had barely enough for herself, let alone him. When she saw the last few sandwiches left at the corner diner, she felt a flicker of hope. She grabbed the bag, her fingers trembling, not from the cold, but from the anxiety that clung to her like a second skin. The diner smelled of warm coffee, fried eggs, and the faint perfume of old vinyl booths. It was the kind of place where people didn't talk much unless they had to, and where strangers rarely mattered. But today, strangers were about to matter. She stepped inside, the doorbell jingling softly. Every head turned, not just because of her sudden presence, but because she carried something fragile and human, desperation wrapped in brown paper. "Excuse me," she began, her voice hesitant. Can I take this food for my son?" It was a simple question, yet it rippled across the diner like a pebble thrown into still water. Conversations paused. Coffee cups hovered in midair. The room held its breath. Then came the sound of boots against the tile floor, a deliberate, measured sound that drew every eye. He was tall, impossibly broad, with the kind of presence that could fill the room without a single word. His leather jacket was scratched, worn from years of travel. Faded tattoos peeked from under the sleeves, telling stories no one had asked to hear. His helmet rested under one arm, revealing a face that was both intimidating and oddly compassionate. "Your son," he said, his voice low, resonant, carrying the weight of authority. "Where is he?" Maya swallowed hard. How could she explain the gnawing emptiness of her fridge, the struggle to pay rent, the fear of not being enough? "At home," she whispered. I didn't have enough to get him breakfast this morning." A shadow of something crossed the biker's face, recognition, maybe, or a memory of his own struggles long ago. Silence stretched. The diner seemed suspended in time. Even the rain outside felt like it had paused to listen. Without a word, he reached into his jacket and pulled out a crisp $20 bill. Placing it on the counter, he gestured toward the bag in her hands. "Take it," he said simply. "Go make sure your boy eats today." Maya's eyes widened. She had expected judgment, maybe a shrug, perhaps even dismissal, but not this. Not the raw, unexpected humanity in a world that had offered so little to her. "Thank you," she whispered, tears threatening to spill. "I don't know what to say." "You don't have to say anything," he replied, tipping his helmet back on his head. "Just take care of him. That's enough." He turned, leaving the diner as quietly as he had entered, the bell over the door ringing softly as the rain swallowed him. Conversation slowly resumed, cups clinked, but the memory of him lingered in the air like an electric charge. Maya held the bag closer to her chest, her heart swelling with a mixture of relief and awe. She could almost feel the weight of his presence still there, a reminder that even in a world that often seemed cruel and indifferent, kindness could appear from the most unlikely places. But life rarely lets miracles remain simple. Outside, the rain had turned into a storm. And as Maya made her way back to her small apartment, she had no idea that the biker she had met would soon become entwined with her life in ways she could never imagine. He wasn't just a stranger. He had a past filled with secrets, regrets, and battles fought in the shadows. And now, by a twist of fate, their paths had crossed. The next morning, the same diner was alive with whispers. Who was that man? Why had he been so kind? A few regulars tried to speculate, but no one had the courage to approach him. Some said he was trouble, others said he was a guardian angel in disguise. But everyone agreed on one thing: the moment had changed them. For Maya, it was more than kindness, it was hope. She knew her son would eat that day, but she also knew something inside her had awakened. A spark of courage, a belief that life might still hold moments of grace, even when it seemed impossible. And somewhere, not far away, the biker rode through the rain, unaware that his simple act of kindness had already begun to ripple outward, shaping lives in ways he could never foresee.